As I mentioned, a very strong performance on the revenue front, of course, that includes Spescom. But if you take that out, we're looking at a flat performance on the organic growth side of things. We know that you are currently very busy with the restructuring and looking a forward-looking plan. Take us through the period that was.
Yeah, look, it was a quiet period. I'm the new incoming CEO, but nevertheless, a quiet period. Spescom has delivered what we expected Spescom to deliver. And clearly, if you look at the like-for-likes, you see a much bigger growth. But when you acquire something like the size of Spescom, it takes money, and then there's a whole restructuring around that. So we're pretty, gung-ho for the future, and the way we're structuring the business going forward, we're quite excited about it.
Also quite interesting when you take a look at the telecommunication side of things, and we're looking at Spescom in particular. You mentioned on a like-for-like basis, when you look at the operating profits, that increased by around 44%. Are these kind of double-digit numbers sustainable going forward?
No, we don't expect that. We expect, how do you eat an elephant piece by piece? And this is what we're doing here. So we want good growth and we expect good growth, but not necessarily at those type of figures. But sustainability is what we want.
And within the space, operating margin improving from 5.4% to 9%. Can you improve further on that number?
Yeah, look, what we're doing now going forward is get the synergies from the two companies, one head office, getting rid of some of the executives, because when you buy two companies, you have two CEOs, you have two COOs, you have two CTOs, two MD, marketing directors. So all of those synergies are going to come through, but they're going to come in the future years and not in the past.
Drag, of course, on the revenue front, revenue decreasing by 12% in the security market, margins under pressure declining from 7.7% to 7.4%. What kind of strategy is going to be put in place to turn this around?
We are going to move up the value chain there, absolutely. We're not in cameras and access control anymore. We're in total solutions and building management and energy efficiency. And that's where the market wants us to be, and that's where we're going.
How long before we can actually see a significant turnaround within this business?
Yeah. Look, you call it turnaround, but it's showing some good double-digit growths in certain areas. But we're looking at a sustainable plan over 2 to 3 years. The reason is we want to have more bolt-on acquisitions, but it's going to be from cash and from leveraging some of our own assets.
With regards to the domestic product side of things, because we saw also double-digit growth in the revenue front by 16%, operating margin very healthy, above 17%. What kind of scenario are you expecting here? And are you going to beef up these operations given the fact that they're very strong performance?
Yeah. The domestic products now, what we call electrical manufacturers, falls into our energy vertical. And there we're also going to grow that business substantially. We've acquired the Snapper brand, which is extension cords and 3-pin plugs, and that's been very, very exciting, very, very good demand.
Mtech, we know that unfortunately you have been criticized for the fact that you bought this company at the top of the economic cycle. We know that there has been quite a bit of pressure coming to the fore here. What is your sense with regards to the performance going forward, and how are you going to make up for some of the losses that you've experienced because of this acquisition?
Yeah, Mtech is our cable factory business, and we are a minority shareholder, which is never comfortable. What we've done is, though, we've influenced strategy. We've exchanged the CEO and the technical director there, and I must say the Q1 earnings are looking a lot better than the Q1 earnings of the year before. So we're seeing a market improvement, but the window's much too short, and we've drawn a line in the sand, and that's at Q2. We'll make decisions on the future.
Pete, also very quickly, we're talking about restructuring, and tell us a little bit more about the plans, what your plan is going forward, and what message have you given to shareholders at this stage? It's
pretty clear. Jasco used to be an alphabet soup of brands. We're one company, we call Jasco. We've got 3 verticals: ICT, which is telecommunications, industry, and the sexy industry now coming forward, which is energy. Energy is going to be exciting in this country, and we're going to play that.